45.
B, do you
Yeah, from the desk we hit you with the hard truth. Ay. Nate, Jay, and Chris, we running the whole booth. That Honolulu blue, yeah, we bleed that. One ass cheek, 3 toes, tell them where the squad at. For the Lions, we going all in, no bluffing. This our season, man, for real. For the city, yeah, we bringing home the trophy. One pride, let's get it.
And welcome to the show. I am your host, Nate the Great. I got here me C Money, Jay Weezy, and Mr. B Strilla in the back with the producer. Say hello, B. He's gonna say hello. I don't know.
He ain't gonna say nothing. He just be like,
I thought he was gonna pop in or say or make some kind of like sarcastic sound or something. Dang it. Anyways, we shook things up a little bit, but he's still with us. And he's rocking the 1s and 2s in the back. So yeah, here we are. We're back after the draft. Feels like it was just yesterday because everybody is tired and dragging ass today. I know I am, but we're gonna power through this, baby, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
know it, bro.
How y'all fellas feeling? How y'all doing?
Doing good. I'm feeling good, man. Seriously.
Yeah,
man. Actually feeling really good.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
Especially after the draft. No, I'm feeling great.
Yeah. I think anytime the draft ends, you get super excited. Like it's that circle of nonsense where you go from the despair, dismay, the obsession, the frustration, all that. And then, oh shit, here comes the draft or free agency. Okay, we did some moves, we got some players. Okay, now I'm back on that wheel of hope and all that, and then we're gonna enter into the season.
Mm-hmm.
So the draft kind of brings a lot of excitement out to a lot of people for sure. Like everybody thinks their team's Super Bowl bound now, right?
Hell yeah, hair team.
But and Chris, how you doing, boss?
I'm not doing too bad. Yeah. Getting ready to purchase a house, but other than that, I'm pretty good.
Oh, there you go. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Is it gonna be Honolulu blue?
Fortunately, it's all white. I'm a big white fan, but ain't much to choose from, so it can be a lot of white.
Usually it's the white picket fence, not the White House. So kind of messed up there.
Yeah, I know. Getting a fence is an upgrade and costs money. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope you got a nice power washer to wash those sides off.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's rough. The whole neighborhood is pretty much all white, so I'm gonna blend in. But man, I hate white. But
yeah, you bought a white house.
Yeah, well, they're all they're all brand new, and they're all and if you buy through a construction company, you get a lower finance rate.
I got you.
I mean, we're talking like 4.7, not like 6 or anything like that. So
there you go.
Hey, that's 4.7. Yeah. That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah. I do have one question. Does it have a man cave that you're gonna put all your Lions drip in there?
So it's 4 bedrooms, so I will have a cave.
Woo! There you go.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I ever get a house, that's my goal. Is I want to have a man cave for myself. Absolutely, and I will drip that thing out crazy with Lion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be hosting the show from the basement.
There's no basement. They don't make basements anymore where we're at. So
that's very true.
And I'm mad because I love basements. But anyways.
All right. We don't need to go there. All right. Moving on. Let's go ahead and get started with the draft. So let's talk about the first pick of the draft for the Lions, Mr. Blake Miller out of Clemson, right tackle. Chris, give me your thoughts on Blake Miller, and then I'll go to you, Jay.
All right. So out the gate, saw a lot of Twitter. You always get that day after the draft, you get all the reactions and everything. You get a lot of people that say like, man, this was terrible. Oh my gosh, and stuff. The reason why a lot of people do that out the gate is because one, Bain was right around the corner. You probably could have traded for him, right? Who knows? But Monroe Freeling was right there for you to get. Why didn't you get him? Okay, so if you go back and you look at the tape and you look at the stats, and you look at what he is, the biggest, and I like it. I like the pick. It's not a name. It's a pick. So that's what they do. They don't go with names, obviously. You know, when we all think they're going to pick a certain guy, they don't pick that guy ever.
Right.
So when I go back and look at Blake Miller and Monroe Freeling are like they're nearly neck and neck.
They're literally the same player.
They're the same player. What pushed it over the edge is that this guy's not missed a freaking game since freaking middle school.
54 career starts. 54 career starts compared to Freeling 1 year.
Yep.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, and he set the record for Clemson for like snaps, like 3,778 snaps. Like he's never like he is always healthy, which is weird because you know we always go after injured players. This guy does not get injured.
Debunk that narrative.
Yes. So he that's where I think that's where it split. Now we'll never know if that is truly what split it, but it looks like that's what it was when you look at the
Chris, I can guarantee you, Brad even said himself, those 54 starts, that was a big reason why they brought him.
What's up,
Robbie?
Wheeler fan?
So I like Blake Miller. I mean, you know, tackles and stuff are not a sexy pick. They never are.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean that guy we needed. So cool.
He's plug and play.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jake. What are your thoughts on the pick?
Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people, like, you know, he just said, like Chris just said, you know, a lot of people don't think that that's a good pick. I mean, really, if you look at it, they can revamp the whole offensive line. Now you got Cade Mays. You can really put Penei Sewell back in his original spot, which is left tackle, which kind of shakes everything up. He was already one of the best, if not the best, right tackle in the game. Now you put him.
He won't be the best left tackle in the game.
You're putting him in his original natural spot, so that's going to be a strength for the Detroit Lions. So, yep. I mean, I like the pick because, like you just said, he started 58 consecutive games. I think he won like Ironman of the Year award, something like that, where he only missed like maybe one practice and then came back that day. They want experience. They've made it abundantly clear that they want experience on the offensive line because that was kind of a weakness last year, and their whole game has been running the ball. If you can't run the ball, then the offense is just not going to click. So if you can't protect your quarterback and can't run the ball, things won't look good. And they made it clear that they just want to build up the offensive line. So I like it. It was a good pick.
Yeah.
Freeland, my man's out of Georgia. I think he might be a good tackle, but he can only play left tackle. They don't know what he would like on the right side, and you don't want to take that gamble with someone who you know, you're not really for sure on. So, I mean, I like the pick. I ain't have a problem with it at all.
Yep.
Yeah. So a couple of tidbits about Blake Miller. I do agree that his experience definitely trumped over Monroe Freeland. Monroe Freeland played one season to where Blake literally played almost all 4 years, which is impressive. And if you talk about durability, you want your big uglies up front to be durable because they're the ones that are going to have the most pounding from the defensive lines and the cuts and the blocks and all that. So you want your guys coming in already healthy. Also, too, the reason why we didn't take Monroe Freeland is because they were planning on moving Penei to the left tackle. That was going to be a plan when Decker retired. And I guarantee you they told Penei that once Decker retires or leaves the Lions, you are going to go to left tackle because that is where we drafted you to be our cornerstone. And he's only 25 years old, and he is now going to be our left tackle, and you don't blink a minute. Like, he's going to hold down that spot for the next 10 to 15 years, probably as long as Trent Williams is playing right now. Like, he's that good or better. So that's why you get a guy like Blake Miller who has played right tackle, understands the position, and he's plug and play, you know. And the thing is, they don't have to rush him onto the field. You could go with Larry Borum if you feel confident with Larry Borum, Or if he wins out the outright job, then that's great. That Larry Bourne becomes your swing tackle and you're good. A funny story about, I don't know if y'all heard this, but how Blake Miller became right tackle is, I don't know if it was Pee Wee or if it was junior high or middle school. He was trying out for football, and the left tackle position was so freaking long. He said, "You know what? I'm going to go to the right tackle and go in this line because it's shorter." And here you are. Now here's your draft pick at the number 1 pick for the Lions. Isn't that crazy how things work like that?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
real quick before we move to Derek Moore, does he start game 1? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely. No doubt about it. He starts game 1 for sure.
Oh, I really want to agree with Jay. I really do.
Hey, give your other opinion. That's fine.
Okay, so the opinion has backup material to it, but it's always a what if. Every draft pick's always a what if.
Sure.
He absolutely should be the starting day 1 right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You hit that, but when you go to hit that that freaking camp and everything, I know he's gonna go balls to the wall. Like, I mean, he's gonna play well. We always think tackle. Okay, well, cool. Like Panay did that, so why doesn't he do that? Like, we just don't know. So he could go in and he can be great, but the intricacies of having to shift and stuff like that, Bourne already knows that stuff. He already got all that stuff.
And he's been in the battles, he's been in the wars and the NFL lifestyle.
Whereas
Miller
has not yet. Now, I expect him to do that, but I can't guarantee he'll be the first. Like, he'll be starting day 1. He should. Can't guarantee it just because you got that insurance with Bourne. That's all.
I think the reason why he will start day 1 is because, like we just mentioned, he brings the experience to the table.
Yeah,
he has the experience. He has.
He's plug and play. He's ready. He's ready for.
I mean, God, that's why if you weren't, a lot of people weren't big on it. I can guarantee you that nobody out there knew who Blake Miller was before the draft because, for one, a lot of people don't watch ACC football, and you aren't looking at the linemen if you weren't really in tune with it. But
nobody knew who Maron Freeland was either. So
it speaks for itself, and they explain why they took him. It's for the experience. He looks good. He plays with great pad level. I mean, that's a guy that don't need. I'm not going to say he don't need to be coached because everybody can be coached and get better. But that's a guy that plays with a high football IQ. Yeah. Dan Campbell and Brad Holm loves those specific guys.
Absolutely. And
IQ.
And Brad's been scouting this guy for 3 years, so you know that he's
probably the day 1 starter, but like with any draft pick, when you head into camp, I mean, if you're a quarterback and your team doesn't have a quarterback and you just got drafted first overall, you're day 1 starter. Like, there's nobody else. You know, like I mean, that's
exactly.
Other than those situations where you don't have a player that's even close, like him, he could trip and fall and go into a number 1 slot. Other than that, dude, everybody's always it's always a guess until you get him to camp, see how well they're. I mean, this guy's smart. He's going to be day 1 starter, but there's always that 1% chance.
For sure. And I'll say this to wrap up this Blake Miller, like. If you're talking about building cohesion with the O-line, which I think that was a big problem last year because you had a lot of pieces that just did not cohesively fit. This time around, if you're going to stick to one O-line, unless injury happens, you want to have that one O-line for the whole season. Yeah. I definitely think that Blake's going to fit that because at some point Blake's going to start. So you might as well get him in there in the fire right off the bat so he can build that cohesion with all the guys.
Yeah, they want this offense. Think about this. They want this offense to hit the ground running.
Yeah,
they want to be able to protect Pacheco. They want to be able to protect Jahmyr Gibbs. But
also Cade Mays. Cade Mays, you got him there that you got to fit him in that same thing. You know.
While I mean, we know obviously he's better than Glasgow. Like he brings a lot of experience to the table too. So. You want your most experienced guys in and who's going to protect your quarterback the best. You don't want to play with a lot of moving pieces on the offensive line because, like last season, like B said, this offensive line, this team is going to go as far as the offensive line takes them. I believe that's case again this year too. So
Absolutely.
I think Blake Miller started him off at right tackle. Instant upgrade for your offense. Just saying.
I agree, man. Well said. All right. Breaking news. The second pick of the draft was a defensive end. Hallelujah. And he happened to come from Michigan. So, Jay, I'm going to kick it off to you. Tell me about Derek Moore.
First team Big Ten who forced the most sacks. Now, 4 sacks is something different, obviously, than getting sacks. He had 10 total sacks last season, but he forced the most sacks. So basically he put other people like Jayshon Barham, offensive linemen not offensive linemen, but defensive linemen like Rashawn Biddy, all of those guys to be able to put pressure on the quarterback and get the sack. Derek Moore is a national champion. He played on a national championship team, no matter how people feel about it. He brings a certain element to the game to where you can line him up on third or second, even obvious passing downs to bring heat on the quarterback. Now, a lot of people were upset, including me, that they didn't go out and get Ruben Bain, but Derek Moore doesn't have to be a Ruben Bain type player. He just has to play his game. Put heat on the quarterback, draw double teams when you can, and just complete your assignment. He don't need to set the edge. We didn't need a guy like that. I mean, really, let's be honest. With the Detroit Lions playing like they did last year, ranking bottom half when it came to allowing quarterbacks to have time in the pocket, they needed to get better on the defensive line. Yes,
he does set the edge well. That's a good thing about him. He is a good edge.
The edge they just picked up.
Wantham. DJ Wantham.
Yes. And you got Hassanin, Aiden Hutchinson. Those were the only 3 defensive ends you had going into the season. They clearly needed another guy. Derek Moore was a great pick. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't want to be the homer of the group, but
if you're going to kick a player from Michigan, the state of Michigan, it might as well be a Wolverine, right?
Yeah, Derek Moore, he's a good player. You ask any Michigan fan, you ask anybody. Like I said, he was first team Big Ten by coaches in the Big Ten. He was named first team Big Ten.
No, I watched this tape, man. I was very impressed. Good burst off the middle, good strength, good push in the pocket, good burst in the getting to the quarterback. He's a disruptor.
It's one thing that I always pay attention to as a former defensive lineman myself. It's one thing that I always pay attention to, and that's the first step. The first step, how you get off the ball. How fast are you able to get off of the block, be able to shed your block? Derek Moore was elite at that. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a double-digit 10, 15 sacks a year. I'm not saying that he's going to do that, especially as a rookie. But he's going to bring a lot of attention to help Aiden Hutchinson and other people on that defensive line.
Well, we don't need him to be a star. We need him to come in with at least 10 sacks a game. I mean, a season. Just to kind of complement Aiden, because Aiden is our star. So
yeah, exactly.
Chris.
And so, Derek Moore, that pick was great.
Okay.
Seriously,
Chris, what are your thoughts?
I like the pick. I've been wanting an edge rusher for a while. I think
everybody and their mother has wanted one.
Yeah. The bonus was that he went to Michigan. So that's just everybody's happy that he went to Michigan. So I could care, because once you get drafted, I could care less where you went to college at. It doesn't really matter to me. But it's cool. That's great. I mean, we traded up a few to get him, which is cool. It looks like they were eyeing him, I think. And there was a lot of talk that the next pick, the coordinator or whatnot, was in Michigan.
The Ravens head coach.
Mentor. That's it. Yeah. He was connected, and he was like, I don't want.
He was for sure going to take him because he took Zion Young because Moore was off the board. He would have took his boy Moore. Yeah. I almost guarantee you. I put all my life savings on that.
$1's not much.
That's just Brad. That's just Brad being Brad, man. Brad's got this second sense about himself that he knows, like, hey, I got to make these moves because something's coming down the pipeline. Remember Gibbs?
Yeah.
Nobody was going to take Gibbs. Yeah, that was not true. A lot of teams wanted Gibbs.
Yep.
So he knows stuff, he hears stuff, and he makes the move. So
yep. So also I'd like to add to that. So in terms of your shedding blocks thing, so I looked at a lot. I was looking at a lot of not stats. I was looking at a lot of scouting reports.
Mm-hmm.
So he's great at the bull rush, just like Aiden was. Of course, he needs to develop that,
Mm-hmm.
but he needs to develop better techniques, which I think a lot of players
another move or something like that, right?
However, when he does not win with the bull rush, he cannot shed his blocks. He has problems going down the line, so he ends up staying engaged too long. So they'll get him off of that. He'll be able to. They'll be able to teach him to get off that.
Casey will work with him on that.
Yes.
Shed and go.
Most of his stuff that's a weakness is teachable. Almost everything that he has is teachable. So it's good. I like it as long as he's willing player to learn.
Mm-hmm.
We got our edge, man. We got our book.
Yeah. And he's from Michigan, so now you got 2 Michigan ends that are going to rock your defense. Like, that's exciting stuff.
Watch and see what he brings. He brings a lot of speed. When he, like I said, that first step off of the line of scrimmage is pivotal, because if you are predictable to the tackle or wherever you're blitzing over the guard or whatever the case may be, that's what make people like TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Garrett and them so elite. Not only their power and able to get off the bull rush, but it's how the first step. You know what I mean? It's the footwork. Mm-hmm. It's all in the footwork. How you use your hands. Derek Moore was good at that last season. And B was telling us last week or a couple of weeks ago, he's like, man, I'm not a really big fan of Jason Barham because he's good, but he's not Derek Moore. Jason Barham, I don't want to take anything away from him because I like the kid. But he was a byproduct of how good that defensive line was, how good the other guy on the other side of him was. He was drawing a lot of double teams, which freed someone up, which happened to be Jason Barham. And I think that's going to happen with the Detroit Lions.
So a couple of pointers with Moore that I just want to highlight. First off, edge setter. He does set the edge. I watched some of his tape. He's really good at pushing the runner to the sidelines, which is great when you have a guy like Jack Campbell to come in there and just obliterate the situation. So he's a good edge setter right there. Second of all, if you watch DJ Wantham's tape, it's very similar to Derek Moore's. They're almost carbon copies of each other, which makes me think that because Wantham was only a 1-year deal, that more likely he'll probably start over Moore, but you're going to see a lot of Moore. And then Moore is going to be the future other side end. As long as he can set the edge, he's going to be that guy opposite of Aiden.
Hey, I have a question for Derek Moore. Sorry, it popped into my head.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
So, Jay, here's a question for you about Derek Moore. Okay, so he's a little light in the tail feather in terms of weight. Would you be willing for him to gain weight to reduce, but therefore it reduces his speed? Because his power, well, if you add like 15, 20 pounds of weight, it'll make him a lot better.
I'd much rather have the power to push the pocket.
Or would you rather have him continue with the weight he has and keep his speed?
It depends on how the Detroit Lions want to use him. I personally wouldn't want that. Reason being is because we were just talking about like bull rushing and all that hadn't been just the greatest. His strength is being that speed kind of guy off the edge who can really just beat his assignment based off of the speed. That's what he was really good at doing. But I mean, if the Lions want to use him that way and they feel like that can benefit him, I mean, I'm not going to be opposed to it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I wouldn't oppose it.
Well, Aiden's going to get to the quarterback almost every damn time. He's either going to miss or he's going to sack. Like we see Aiden all the time right by the quarterback. So he's going to get there. So if he can have somewhat of a bull rush, he pushes that tackle into the quarterback. That's going to give Aiden so many sacks, or it's going to give him more opportunity to get sacks himself because he's going to have that power. Because that's what they wanted from Davenport. They wanted that from Pascal. They wanted that thicker defensive end that had passing rushing ability, but also could push the pocket into their star pass rusher. That's what any guy that wants a defense to be successful, you want to have your speed rusher, which is Aiden, your guy that can do everything. And then you want to have your complementary rusher that can push that pocket and allow those easier sacks. So I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think they'll bulk him up a little bit, but they don't want to lose some of that speed because he does have good burst, and you want to take advantage of those opportunities. The fact that he's an edge setter, he very well, if he balls out early in the process, he very well could outseed Wantham. I'll say that right now.
I definitely think he can. And I mean, I know this is a bit of a stretch here, but I want it to be something like Fisk and what's his name kind of situation over in LA. I know he's obviously not on that level, obviously, but what I'm saying is I kind of want it to be that way. You see how one complements the other? They're like yin and yang, like those two right there are like great. They don't have the biggest names, but they're so efficient. That's how I kind of want it to be like. And I think Derek Moore can really bring that type of energy to the Lions.
I would also say like Will Anderson and Dillon Hunter. Will Anderson's your speed rusher. Dillon Hunter is more of your bigger defensive end that has good speed, but he's also got a lot of power to his game. So he pushes the sacks for Will to get. So that's why he was so effective. Same thing with
Will Anderson is just a monster.
Right. But Muhammad was the same way last year for Aiden. Muhammad, when he won his battles, he pushed the pocket for Aiden to get all those sacks. So that's exactly what they want from Moore. But just to wrap up the second pick, he's been coached by probably three of the best defensive coordinators in the game: Wink Martindale, Jesse Minter, and Mike McDonald. Two of them are head coaches in the NFL. That's all you need to know. So he's got good tutelage, and he's going to be coached by Shep, who we all see is going to be a good defensive coordinator in the future, or is getting there. So I'm excited where he's going to be. He doesn't have to be rushed because, like I said, we have Wantham to start with, but he's going to be in the rotation, no doubt. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to the third pick. Jimmy Roeder. I'll go back to you on this one, Jay. Give me your thoughts on Jimmy Roeder.
I have a question for the both of you.
Kind of a controversial pick for a lot of people.
I got a question for the both of you guys. Nate, you probably won't know this. Chris, you're a Michigan fan, right? Oh my goodness. Okay.
I bleed green and white, baby. Green and white.
Man, he watches Michigan. But go ahead.
I'm sorry for that, man. I'm so sorry. But anyways, who was the leading tackler on Michigan's defense last season?
Roeder.
Oh, I'd have to check the stats on that. I don't follow
this guy right here, Jimmy Roeder. Okay. And he's gotten gradually better over time. Now, is he Jack Campbell? Absolutely not. But
no one is.
He is a great sideline to sideline tackler. He made good open field tackles. Now, he's not good in coverage. I will say that he's not good in coverage, but he can definitely get to the ball and make tackles. He's very agile.
Those non-coverage linebackers, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
he's very agile, and I mean he can move. So I like this pick as well. Now I'm not going to say put him up against Tucker Kraft or TJ Hawkinson because it won't be good for him. I mean, he's going to get burnt every single time. He needs to get better in coverage. But when it comes to running and being able to get to the ball, like sideline.
He's got good size. He's 6'3", 2 something, right? Like he's about as big as Jack, but just Jack is more Jack.
He like I mean, I actually like that pick too. That is going to be a sneaky, solid, good pick right there. If he can just be somewhat average to above average when it comes to how's it going? If he can be average to just slightly above average in the pass coverage, he'd be really good. But I mean, his pass coverage is horrible. It's not really that good.
That's not something we want to hear from a linebacker's position. But go ahead, Chris.
All right. I hate Michigan. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate. I don't hate nobody. I don't.
The hate's already started.
Jesus.
No, he's a Detroit Lion. He's not a Michigan player anymore. So
exactly.
Okay, so I'll go with the worst first. Okay, so this was the biggest thing, and I'll ask you, Jay. Who was their other
linebacker?
Yeah, sorry, I could. Yeah, who was
House?
Okay, so here's the thing. This was the biggest deal because their biggest question mark is he only has 11 career starts across 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm. And he's been injured.
I would ask you why that is, because that is a big deal. So,
I'm in Pennsylvania. Who cares? It's Pennsylvania.
He's Penn State. Probably. I don't know. Maybe
Penn State? That's even worse.
Who's a Penn State fan?
No, I'm saying he's from Pennsylvania. He might Penn State. But go ahead. Go ahead. Don't get caught up. Come on.
No, I asked Jay what the big deal was.
Yeah, why didn't he play more?
Because he's been dealing with injuries. He's had injuries in this past. He's definitely had a couple of injuries.
Okay.
And
whatever, Robbie.
and that kind of kept him sidelined. That's one thing that he definitely dealt with. He's definitely dealt with some injuries, so that's iffy too.
Okay,
I mean his tape isn't bad. Good. He's got a good tape.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My question with him is, where does he fit within the Lions linebacking core? Because if we look at the linebacking core real quick, Jack is your star, that's for sure. He's your all-do-it-all linebacker. Barnes is hopefully going to take the next step in his progression now that Alex is gone. Rodrigo is projected to probably be the third linebacker because he's had starting ability. And then you've got Roeder and you've got Damian Clark they got from the Texans. And so where does he fit in that rotation? Like
right now,
Rodrigo, or could he be that
right now? I do think he is competing with Rodrigo for a spot. I think that's literally what they drafted him.
And I think they look like the same player in some aspect. He's a bigger version of Rodrigo. Rodrigo's a very small guy, but he's a hell of a tackler. Roeder is a bigger dude, but he's a good tackler too.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, as crazy as this may sound, I think that obviously Rodrigo is a bit more physical. And I mean, we all know Rodrigo is tough, but what Rodrigo just can't do is stay healthy. And once he had that ACL injury, he just hasn't been the same person that we really
and he's not good in coverage like Roeder is either. So it's going to be whoever plays better coverage will probably see the field.
Player. I can see him being a rotational player. I don't see him getting, 50 snaps a game. He probably get, 10 snaps per game right now, on running downs. If you got a third and short, something like that, they want to run the ball, you can line him up. He'd make a good tackle. I can see that, but it's not going to be
the only thing about this pick that I was kind of like a little head scratching is that.
Can I finish my analysis? I didn't say one word.
I'm sorry.
You guys went right off, and I was just like, all right.
Well, I know. I'm trying to cut.
You gotta get because I will go pause. I'll wait, and then I'll continue. So if you guys jump in,
I'm glad you said something. So go ahead.
No, so he also like Jay said. So his coverage isn't great, and that is due to his It's due to his when stuff like for instance, largely like when stuff bounces to the outside and he has to go catch them, he doesn't have the catch up speed. He doesn't take proper angles, so his coverage skills are lackluster in that. He can get better at it. I do believe. I don't know how much better though at the pro level.
Yeah,
I like the pick. I wasn't even looking for the guy at that time. I was looking for another position. So it kind of came out of left field for me. I was like, okay, cool. That helps. That helps our linebacking core.
Yeah, clearly they felt that they needed to address somebody in the linebacking room. They needed to have another body in there along with Rodrigo and Damian Clark. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with it. I was a little head scratching in the moment because I hadn't seen him. Like, he didn't pop off the tape for me a lot. But I didn't watch a lot of Michigan football, so it's understandable, that I kind of didn't see it. But also, too, I was a big fan of Sutton from Penn State, the big-ass defensive end, the 6'6" guy. I really wanted to get him and more. And the Packers took him literally right after Roeder. So that's where I'm going to look at it as. Like, hopefully Roeder is the guy because I really like Sutton. I didn't want him to go to the Packers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the last thing you want to do is give another pass rushing in with along with Micah Parsons to the Packers. But anyways, other than that, I do think that he'll probably be more of a special teams kind of guy right now, early on. And then he'll work his way up, kind of like Rodrigo did. But I think that they trust Rodrigo right now because he has starting ability Like before we got Jack Campbell and Derek Barnes, Rodrigo was our starting linebacker at some point. So right, wrong, or indifferent, he was one of the guys. So we'll have to see. All right, let's move on to the next pick, and that was the cornerback. This is my favorite cornerback, Keith Abney. All right, Chris, tell me about Abney.
Not a whole lot. It's believe it or not, I was the only guy I had not gotten a chance to research.
Oh, you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball.
Yeah,
okay,
I was the only guy.
Go ahead, Jay. Let Jay go first.
Yeah, give me a minute. I mean, look at his measurables.
So I told y'all when they picked him. Remember, I sent y'all that text message. I'm like, yo, say he's probably one of the best, sneakiest like players in the draft, especially at that time. They had him actually mocked going into like second. Third
round, yeah.
I have him right here, mid-second.
So yeah, like I think that was actually a good pickup. And with the departure of, I said this on the local Detroit radio station, I said with the departure of Amik Robertson, he fits right in. I mean, obviously he needs to gain the experience, but I mean, if you think about it, they're the same height, around the same weight. They both played like ferocious pit bulls. That was his comp. Was Amik Robertson. Now he's going to be younger. Obviously, he's going to be a little bit more durable, so I think this is going to be a great pickup. That's someone that really, if he can prove himself in training camp, he might be another plug and play guy.
He looks like a dog.
Yeah. He might be another. What did Liz say? She just said something. Can you bring that back up? Read that again.
See money, love the facts that y'all have great picks. What are y'all going to do with it, though?
They're gonna draft. What they're gonna do, Liz, is that they're gonna draft people that can play now. They don't want people that they can develop in the future. I think they did that with their luxury.
No,
pick.
they drafted a lot of plug and play players now.
Exactly. They knew that they only had one bite at the apple. You go out there and you get people who can contribute to your team now, not 3 years from now. You're not going to trade 50 million picks to get somebody project. Like they did the last couple of drafts.
The expectation is that we don't want to draft this high again. We want to draft in the later rounds, just like the Chiefs, perfect example. They're not going to draft this late in the round again or early in the round. They're going to draft later.
Exactly. Something how I comp this draft right here. I really comp it to like the 2021-22 draft. Reason being is because the only big name the Lions picked up was Penei Sewell. Right? That was
we didn't even know what Sewell. We didn't even know how good Sewell was going to be. He felt the age.
Exactly. A lot of people were upset at that pick. I don't know why, but if you think about it, when they drafted McNeil, Onwuzurike, St. Brown, a lot of people are like, okay, these are bodies that they could possibly just plug in and see how good they may be.
Yeah.
Look at them now, with the exception of Onwuzurike.
For sure. Chris, give me your quick analysis on Mr. Abney.
Exactly, Liz. Exactly.
All right. You say quick. I had it all written down. Okay. This.
Give what you got. Give what you got. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean quick.
All right. So strength. This sums it up. This first one, incredibly competitive temperament that jumps off the film. This kid wants to fight for every single catch and do not back down from any, regardless of matchup. Like, bam. Like, I like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you said short. I kept it short.
5'11", right? 5'11", right?
5'10".
Yeah, 5'10". Yeah. So my 2 points on him is he's probably the second best cornerback that I like to see outside of Pons that went to the Jets. He's a fighter. He's a nickel cornerback mostly, and I get Meek vibes. So we might have drafted a Meek Robinson all over again. So I'm good with it. Great value. All right, moving on to the next pick. We're gonna kind of run through some of these quicker. Kendrick Law. Okay, this one was kind of a little head scratcher because I don't think a lot of people saw receiver coming, but you saw his tape and you know why. Jay, give me your thoughts.
Kendrick Law, what he had, like a 4.3 and a 40, something like that. Dude is fast, and he got hands. Look, for this to be another sneaky good guy. I mean, a lot of people with the St. Brown thing didn't think that St. Brown would be as good as he is now. Watch and see how good this kid be. I ain't saying he's gonna be St. Brown, but he's gonna contribute.
If he is, that's even better. Shoot.
Right. I mean, that's just a plus. But yeah,
Right.
I can see him playing special teams, starting out as special teams,
Absolutely,
possibly kick return, possibly punt return to see what he and Dortch could do. Special teams. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good battle for return.
I just didn't like they traded some picks to go up and get him. That's my only gripe that I have. I didn't like
it. Was a future pick, so we're good.
Yeah, that was my only thing. But other than that, I think he's a good, solid player
for sure. Go ahead, Chris.
This is my favorite player in the draft. My favorite selection out of everyone.
Okay.
I was very fascinated. And you know why? Because this guy's 3 inches taller and the perfect replacement for Khalif Raymond. The guy is the same speed roughly. He has contested catch. He knows sideline. He punt returned in college. He is a fast dude. He can catch. He has hands. This is Khalif Raymond 2.0 right here. Now, you're not coming out the gate like that. Give him some time. But he literally is Khalif Raymond. Same size.
Yeah.
Everything is very similar to Khalif Raymond. This is your Khalif Raymond right here. I think he'll eventually become our full-time punt returner.
Yeah. My quick thing is, if Dort doesn't just light the world on fire, this is your replacement for Dort, because it was only a 1 year deal. So you got your replacement for the future. All right, moving on. We got. Oh, this is my favorite pick, actually. I take that back. This is my favorite pick. And it's actually Texas Tech B, but that's all right. I would love them on A&M.
Eat it off, Nate.
I'm going to go first. So this guy is sneaky good. Texas Tech's D-line was one of the best in college football last year. David Bailey was your second overall pick. This guy was drafted. They had another couple of guys that – actually, the whole D-line got drafted. So – one thing I like about this guy is he's got athleticism. He can take the ball and pick it off and take it to the house. That's pretty good for a guy this big. He disrupts the middle, and he blows up plays. And when you look at our D tackle room, you've got Aleem McNeil, Tyleek Williams, and that's it right now that I believe in. Wingo, we'll have to see. Levi, we'll have to see. So this guy could jump into that rotation. I think he's got that ability to be either mostly a run stuffer, but he could also be a pass rushing disruptive in some aspects. So I thought this was a really sneaky pick for the Lions. Whoever wants to go.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Texas Tech game out of spite. Mm-hmm. Not Texas Tech, I'm sorry. Yeah. I watched a lot of games out of spite just to see how they did, because I really, be honest with you, I don't like that conference, but I mean they had a really nice defense down there, and I know he contributed to it, so I'd really like to see how where he would fit in with our team, who position he can kind of come behind and learn under and see where it goes. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Chris?
I'm indifferent about the pick. I don't hate it, or I just don't love it.
No, yeah. I mean, at this point, you it's a shot in the dark. So
exactly.
Go ahead, Chris.
So I mean, once you get into these later rounds, I'm not as big on measurables and stuff like that. What can you give me at the end of the day is what I'm looking for. What is your possibilities? Now, I mean, if he was 4 or 5 inches taller and probably 15, 20 pounds heavier, he'd probably
got drafted a higher. Yeah.
He'd have been a second round pick.
Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. So this guy, he's very small and very light in the I mean, he's 280, 6'1". That's the lower 5% in all of drafts ever in history. Yeah. He's very light.
He can get up the middle, man. He can blow up plays. That's what I like to see. He's very disruptive. So
yep. And he is both very good at pass rush and run defense. His tackling has a lot to be desired. And believe it or not, the player comparison that they had matched him up with, Mekhi Wingo.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
I would say
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to ask, it's something just clicked in my mind when you said that, with the later draft picks and stuff like that. What are the odds that some of these players, even when we get this deep into the draft, when we talk about round 5 picks, being able to make the team with some of the departures we had last season?
I think this guy's got a really good chance of making rotation. I really do, because it's very thin right now.
I really do think that with this Detroit Lions mindset, that they drafted people that they needed to come in and not necessarily be starters. Obviously, we got those, but to be that depth, those rotational players that can make an impact. Because I mean, if you look at the D line, can anyone name anyone outside of Aleem McNeil, Tyleek Williams, Aiden Hutchinson, and Wardham that was on the defensive line?
Yeah.
You know, look how many defensive linemen they took in this draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
we're about to talk.
Yeah, I was just gonna say really quick. Also, with Alex Anzalone being gone, I mean, Jim Roller. So, I mean, I just wonder how many of these people will make.
There are going to be some good battles, that's for sure. There are going to be a lot of good camp battles that I'm going to be interested in watching. All right, let's get to the last pick, Mr. West out of Tennessee. And there was kind of a question about this: is he D tackle? Is he DN? So from what I understand, they're probably going to play him at end because he's listed as in on the depth chart, but he could probably play inside if he wanted to. He's a very versatile piece. So, Chris, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 7th round. I mean,
just give us a short answer. Just give us a short answer, whatever you want to say.
He's good. I mean, good luck. That's all I can say.
Okay. There you go.
Good luck, buddy.
That's about as good as he gets right there.
I mean, his run defense sucks. His tackling sucks. I mean, his pass rush is really good.
There you go. Maybe he's just a specialist in the pass rush. Maybe he's like a James Houston type. He's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
That was what I told you early on. Jay, what do you think?
I mean, I really don't know too much about him. I'm gonna be honest with you. But when they first made the pick, it said DN. When they drafted and announced his name, it said D at the end of his name. So I'm wondering how they're going to use him and where will he fit in, because type of defense will you run if you're having him as a defensive end line up, inside the other ends. I just want to know the type of defense you're running and how you'll use them. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think situational pass rusher is probably the best way to describe this guy.
If he makes the team. So, we'll go from there and see.
All right. Well, that wraps up all our draft picks. So, hey, we feel good about this. We're not going to do a grade. We're just going to say, hey, it was a solid grade. And there's 9. Yeah, we got to figure out like who all the 9 were. But solid grade. I'm happy. You got plug-in players. You feel like things are looking up, and we'll have to see what happens in the camp. But let's move on to UDFAs, because the Lions are always big about UDFAs. So everybody's got a UDFA that they think could be a possible starter or jump into the 53-man roster. So we'll go. I think both you and Chris both have Lucas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Lucas real quick.
Yeah, I it's something about that guy that I like, because last year when they played Michigan, I mean, he was in that backfield quite often. So, that kind of just showed me that he can get in the backfield, especially, I mean, even though Michigan wasn't really that good last season, and when they played great talent, they kind of fell apart. One thing you can say about Michigan is that their offensive line is always stout. Their offensive line is always physical. And for Bryce Underwood to be under as much duress as he was against USC showed me that defensive line really knew what the hell they were doing, and Anthony Lucas contributed to that.
He's got good bursts. I've seen some of his tape. He's got good bursts, which is good.
He's little. He's 194 pounds. Didn't know that he was.
Holy hell!
Didn't know he was that.
No, he's 256.
I was
okay. I was about to say, damn, that's a small guy.
He's
256. Johnson's bigger than that guy.
But no. Yeah, I was just thinking like, I didn't know he was that little. But one thing I say is that'll be a guy, an undrafted free agent, that I would not be surprised if he made the team.
Yeah, and there's plenty of room to do it. Chris, what do you think?
Okay, so this, and I'll make it real quick because I love this guy too as well. He's got he was on this draft channel that I use and B uses the same thing. This guy was slated for the 4th round. So I'm like
injury issues, you think he dropped?
Maybe. I mean, He's 72% in run defense, 81 in pass
or
rush.
production, maybe production wasn't there. Sacks.
So far I haven't been able to find anything. He doesn't have a lot of he didn't go to the combine or anything, and he didn't do a pro day from what I get. So I don't see a lot of like he runs a 4.83 or something like that in the 40, but that was like done some other time. So yeah, I mean. He has a below average burst off the snap. That's it. I don't know.
Damn, you look faster on tape, but that's
career sack total sits just under 3 across 1,000 defensive snaps. So maybe he doesn't get to the pass rusher fast enough.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. But durability is a question. He had a season-ending low leg injury in 2024. So other than that, I love the guy though. I think he's going to be a steal.
He's like a Terminator. When I say that, no, not Will Anderson. What I'm saying is that he's a fucking force. Now, while he isn't getting the sacks and you don't see the sack pile up, you see how he handles his assignments in front of him.
Yeah.
That's a dude right there. Like I said, if he make the team, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's got an opportunity. I think that they definitely could do some more ends.
He went undrafted. I really couldn't tell.
He's listed on here on this website as a edge rusher, DM. Okay. So
he probably can play inside and outside.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get to my guy, and then we'll wrap up. Luke Altmaier, the quarterback from Illinois to Ole Miss. Thank you. Listen, real quick. He kind of reminds me a little of Kirk Cousins. He doesn't have the strongest arm. He's accurate in the intermediates. He had 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in his last year. He's played almost his whole season, his whole career at Illinois. He's just a backup. Like I'm not screaming anything more about this guy. Listen, Teddy Bridgewater is 33 years old. You're probably not going to have him next year. This is a guy you develop to be your Jared Goff's backup going forward, and the guy can move. He had 700 yards last year as a quarterback running. That's impressive for a guy who doesn't look like he runs. 700 yards. So that's my guy. Any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, Luke Altmaier. I've seen him play, and I think he's really
because
good.
He's a Big Ten, for
he's
sure.
He's really good. I mean, last year he beat not this year obviously, but last season the 24-25 season. I seen him beat Michigan. I seen what he was capable of doing.
Yeah.
You know, I seen him run all over teams and be able to make precise throws. Now, while he's not throwing 400 or 500 yards a game like people want to see quarterbacks do, I mean, he makes precise throws. What was his completion?
Like 62 or something like that. 62,
you know,
so it's pretty good.
Kind of average, not elite, you know, kind of average where you can actually see him make, you know, nice throws. Now he do put the ball in harm's way sometime because I don't think he has the strength. That was one of the knocks he had.
He doesn't have a lot of arm strength.
But I'm telling you, he makes precise throws. So
he's an intermediate thrower.
We'll see how
Chris,
he do.
What do you think? Yeah, Chris.
I mean, he has a small body, small frame, but he's got a very accurate deep ball. But his short stuff is lackluster. He fumbles a little bit more than you need him to because he has small hands, very small hands. But other than that, I mean, and we talked about this prior to the show. His scrambling and rush is weird because it's his lowest rating out of everything in the passing game. So like he doesn't scramble or run well, but not in the sense that he's not fast or quick. I think he may use it as a crutch, and that could be considered.
Yeah, it's possible. J Train, I don't know anything about this guy. Do you know anything about this real quick? Michael Heidemann out of Central Michigan.
Yeah, I know a little something about him. I heard buzz about him. I seen him in the game. I mean, he looks good. He looks solid. I think he'd be a nice player. You know, I mean,
10 sacks and 16 TFLs are pretty good numbers.
Yeah, a lot of people when they come to MAC schools, they don't for some odd reason they don't get the respect that they deserve. That's still like a D1 college right there. So, I mean, yeah, dude, I think he's going to be a great addition to that defense, man. Yeah. Seriously.
And the Saints, appreciate it, man. And the Saints need all the talent they can. Like they have open roster spots everywhere. 63. So yeah, close enough. All right. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap this puppy up?
No,
Any
not at
thoughts on
all.
the draft, anything?
No,
Well,
You guys
actually,
good?
I actually do. I actually want to ask the both of you guys. I know the offseason is still here.
Go ahead.
They're still going to make some moves, but so far with free agency and with the draft behind us, what do you give the Lions offseason so far? I'm going to say I give them a B.
B's fine by me. I need to see what these players are going to look like in the Lions uniform.
I'm always
on the field.
Yeah, because I mean, as it stands, if you ask me like how a player does after 1-2 years, I still don't. I don't evaluate until after the third year. So, yeah. I mean, everything's a crapshoot in every pick, even though first rounds should be guaranteed like hits. They're still crapshoots. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
On
paper, they look like they improved.
I think the Lions have a better roster than they started with. You know, like before free agency and before the draft on paper. But that's it. I don't know if they've improved because we don't know if they gel well or not.
Exactly. We don't know until we see an actual game with them. So, but so far, I feel good about them. I just don't think. Thanks, Liz. I just don't think that. And I'll say this real quick. We're not a Super Bowl roster yet. I think we still need to maybe have another year of a great draft, and then we could have a conversation.
And these players, at least the first 4 draft picks, has to step up and actually.
Yeah, they got to be impactful for sure.
Yes.
All right. Well, y'all. Thank you for tuning to the show. Please like and subscribe. One Ass Cheek and Three Toes on YouTube. Check us out. We're hoping our next show will be for the schedule release. That should be fun. Always a good time to find out who we're going to play and when we're going to play them. We do know we're going to Germany this year, so that's super exciting. I'm sure Amon-Ra St. Brown can't wait for that game. Don't tell Amon-Ra that, man. He loves Germany. But yeah, so we'll have a schedule release the next show, so that will TBD when we're going to come back out. Thank you very much, G-Spot. Who that is. Thank you.
That's awesome tag. Thank you.
yeah. That's about all we're gonna go there on that one. But anyways, I want to thank Jay Weezy. I want to thank C Money. I want to thank Mr. B Strilla in the back on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to everybody. Thank you, Liz, working the scenes in the back, doing her thing. Always a part of the show. So we are going to get out of here. One Pride. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good night.
Peace.
Go Lions.
Peace.